You said President Obama has a, quote, deep-seated hatred for white people or the white culture. And later you said, this guy is, I believe, a racist. I know you spent a show talking about that and defending your position, but can you explain to people right now, in a shorter form, why you think President Obama is a racist?
Let's see, give you a soundbite on a soundbite
well,
that caused trouble.
This is unedited. No, do you still believe that he is a racist?
I believe that what is important for any president, for any populace to look into, is to be able to look in and say, as a populace, who's leading us? How does he make decisions? What does he base it on? If you had George Bush sitting here in the same situation, remember, put it in context of the time this happened. This is Barack Obama saying, I don't have any of the details of my friend, who happens to be African American, busted by a white cop. I don't have any of the details, but the cops were stupid. Well, wait. So what prism are you, if you don't have the details, what is it that colored your glasses to say the cops were wrong? What was it?
A history of racial profiling in this country?
Okay, a history of racial profiling. So if you, then that's good. Then that's the prism you're looking through. Isn't that important to know? Isn't that important to know that the president comes at it with the cops are wrong because of my history tells me.
A statement he refuted later, and also that's the same as racist. I mean, that's pretty, yes, everyone's colored by their own experiences.
Sure.
Everybody sees things from their own particular prism. But saying that this happens in this country, is that really the same as being a racist, Glenn?
I think what we have to do, Katie, is, first of all...
Are you sorry you said that at all?
I'm sorry the way it was phrased. I think everybody has to... living in a soundbite world, really a nasty place to live. And it is a serious question that I think needs serious discussion. That's why the next day I talked about it for 30 minutes and laid out the case on why I think it's a serious question and something to seriously look at. Again, if George Bush would have sat, and let me ask you this question, if he would have sat in a pew for 20 years where he had a preacher saying, black people are wrong and bad, black people are poisoning white people, would you not question if he immediately made a snap judgment on something and said the black cop was wrong?
So you're bringing it back to Reverend Wright.
That's one example.
Let me ask, I've
got 30 minutes, and we could go longer on that than we did it. I mean, you can go to glennbeck.com and look at all of them.
A Twitter question is, Adrian from Florida said, what do you mean by white culture?
I don't know.
You said he had a deep-seated hatred for the white culture. What is that? What is the white culture?
You know, gosh, I'm so tempted to help make news here today.
Well, no, I'm just curious. This was actually Adrian from Florida.
What to do? Adrian, go to glennbeck.com, listen to it. You can hear all of it.
No, but you didn't really address white culture, I think, in your explanation about President Obama. I haven't seen the whole show, but can you just, for our purposes...
Just for your purposes?
Yeah.
So this will be a little secret between us?
No, for this show, can you explain what you mean by the white culture? Because some people might say that sounds kind of racist.
Really? It's amazing to me that for the first time, I think, in history, somebody can ask a question and say, don't you think that maybe we have several pieces here? We have several pieces. George Bush says, my grandmother was a typical African American that had her views bred into her. You don't think maybe we would ask questions about that comment? How is it that the first time, I think in history, you should check on it, somebody says, hey, there's some red flags here maybe we should look at, has become the target? How am I the target for asking questions?
People just want to know, what is white culture?
I'm going to see if I can play your game. People just want to know.
You know, well, Adrian wants to know.
That's good for Adrian.
No, but I mean, it's fine. If you make a statement, though, shouldn't you be able to defend exactly what you mean by it?
Katie, how many times have you said something where you're like, I didn't think, what's the white culture? I don't know, what's the white culture? What is the white culture? I don't know how to answer that. That's not a trap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not trying to trap you. I think people wanted to know what that meant exactly.
Well, we know Adrian does.
Yeah, and you're not going to answer her?
I'm not going to get into your soundbite
Well,
gotcha
no,
game, which we already are.
No, we're actually, this is completely unedited. So if you felt like you wanted to explain it, you have all the time in the world.
Mm-hmm.
No? Don't want to go there? But basically, you stand behind your assertion that, in your view, President Obama is a racist.
I believe that Americans should ask themselves tough questions. Americans should turn over all the rocks and make their own decisions. What I didn't understand at the time was the influences on President Obama. And, you know, the white culture, read his own books. He writes about the white culture and how he struggled with it, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't understand really his theology. His viewpoints come from liberation theology. That's what I think, at the gut level, I was sensing, and I miscast it as racism, and really what it is liberation theology.
Do you regret having called him a racist and saying he had a deep-seated hatred for white people?
Of course I do. I don't want to retract the. I want to amend that. I think it is much more of a theological question, that he is a guy who understands the world through liberation theology, which is oppressor and victim. Racist was, first of all, it shouldn't have been said. It was poorly said. It was. I have a big fat mouth sometimes, and I say things, and that's just not the way people should behave. And it was not accurate. Of course I do. I don't. Of course I do. I don't. Of course I do. I don't